it?
Well, my dear, you missed going to church, so now you have to put up with your husband having a little homily about what is a Sabbath. And I hope that my dear viewers will also find some benefit in it, ill-dressed as I may be. So here we are. We're at home on the deck, which is quality built with caring. Just like Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance is all about caring and quality. And he talks about quality in two divisions. One is romantic, the other is classic. And later on he calls, I suppose, the static quality is the structure, like this deck. It can be high quality or low quality, depending on the caring and the contact with and identification with quality that the builders or the makers had with said structure. But when you're having a Sabbath, you've got to leave all of that quality, high or low quality structuring behind you in the past week, and you've got to engage with pure, what Pirsig later called dynamic quality. In Zen and the Art, he talks about it like a big freight train, which is hauling a whole lot of quality cars that might be a mile long in some place in America. But the train is going along the track of quality, and what's ahead of it is just open space, and that's like quality, dynamic quality. And so engaging with pure dynamic quality is the love and listening, or what I call in four-phase love and listening, blue phase, which is the first, which begins every new cycle of understanding creation and structuring. And that's what a Sabbath should be like, can be like, if we just cease our building and cease even focusing on what we had built and just be with what is right now and renew our, what he calls gumption. And gumption is something you get when you go fishing for a week and that you come back strangely resilient and enthusiastic and full of new ideas. And it's because you have had a Sabbath, you have a sabbatical. 1 year in 7, the academics who are supposed to be creative thinkers and good at structuring, they are meant to take 1 whole year of just letting things lie fallow. 1 year, maybe they write the thing that's been in them to write for a long time, but they are engaging in this Sabbath receptivity to pure quality, dynamic quality. So I was enthused just reading this and thinking, my gosh, yes. So talking of the fishing, I will read from this page 297. The gumption filling process occurs when one is quiet long enough to see and hear and feel the real universe, not just one's own stale opinions about it. But it's nothing exotic. That's why I like the word. You see it often in people who return from long, quiet fishing trips. Often they're a little defensive about having put so much time to no account because there's no intellectual justification for what they've been doing. But the returned fisherman usually has a peculiar abundance of gumption, usually for the very same things he was sick to death of a few weeks before. He hasn't been wasting time. It's only our limited cultural viewpoint that makes it seem so. If you're going to repair a motorcycle, he gives the example, an adequate supply of gumption is the first and most important tool. If you haven't got that, you might as well gather up all the other tools and put them away because they won't do you any good. Gumption is the psychic gasoline that keeps the whole thing going. If you haven't got it, there's no way the motorcycle can possibly be fixed with quality. But if you have got it and know how to keep it, there's absolutely no way in this whole world that motorcycle can keep from getting fixed. It's bound to happen. Therefore, the thing that must be monitored at all times and preserved before anything else is the gumption. So that's the benefit of a Sabbath, and I am as guilty as any the next man or woman of finding it very difficult to let go of the activity and the structure, and even just give up on the structure for a while, just be detached, and then renew my gumption like a spring that comes from pure dynamic quality. Or waiting on God would be one way the Hebrews talked about it. And of course they talk about the Sabbath, and it was enormously to keep the Sabbath, keep it holy. In other words, it's held to be sacred, and that is something we should all do in some way or other, even if it's just stopping everything, going fishing for the afternoon, going up a hill and lying on the grass and looking at the sky and the clouds, or whatever actually helps you to let go of that engagement of the will and just be in what one philosopher called pure, will-less, timeless contemplation. So all the best with your Sabbath seeking activity suspension.